Good morning. I invite you to join me in prayer. Almighty God, we entrust to your care these men and women who have chosen to wear the sacred cloth of our nation. Watch over them and guide them as they work diligently to defend the liberties and freedoms we hold so dear. Be their strength each day as they sacrifice in defense of those who cannot defend themselves. Some of them will be called bold, others selfless, and some heroes, but all are airmen ready to serve today. Gracious God, as we gather to observe and pause for this time-honored custom of retreat of our nation's colors, we ask for your mercy and blessing upon our nation. We thank you, O God, for the legacy of service members who have fought and died to preserve the freedom that our flag symbolizes. May the whiteness of her stripes always be bright for purity and light. May the red of the shed blood never be forgotten. And may the blue of the sky and the brightness of the stars always represent the striving of our nation towards higher purposes and goals. This morning, as the Gators of the 320th Training Squadron prepare to graduate from basic military training, my prayer is that this retreat ceremony will not be soon forgotten. May the words "greater love has none other than this," that someone lay down his life for his friends, ring true in their hearts today. I ask from this day forward that every time these soon-to-be airmen pause from their duties at the sound of the bugle, that they would be mindful of the generations who have gone before them, who have served, who have bled, and have died for the flag we honor today. Gracious God, may we never miss an opportunity to reflect on the great price being paid and continuing to be paid for the red, white, and blue. And it's in your holy name we do pray. Amen.
Thank you, Chaplain. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's Basic Military Training Graduation Ceremony. We would like to introduce our distinguished guests, beginning with a host for today's ceremony. The Commander, Air Force Basic Military Training and 1990 graduate of Basic Military Training, Colonel Jeff Pixley, accompanied by his wife, Andrea. The Senior Enlisted Leader, Air Force Basic Military Training and 2003 graduate of Basic Military Training, Chief Master Sergeant Dan Anderson, accompanied by his wife and 2004 graduate of Basic Military Training, Stephanie. From the graduating squadron, the Commander, 320th Training Squadron, Lieutenant Colonel Gerald Fensterer, accompanied by his wife, Gina. The Acting Senior Enlisted Leader, 320th Training Squadron, and 2009 graduate of Basic Military Training, Master Sergeant Diego Belize. Also in attendance with us today, the Commander, 37th Training Wing, Colonel Lauren Corshane. Although time does not permit us to introduce all of our distinguished guests, the 737 Training Group is proud to welcome each of you. We hope you enjoy today's ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, Master Sergeant Diego Veliz will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Good morning, family and friends. I'm so glad you can join us today because you're looking at our nation's newest airmen. Thank you for trusting us with your loved ones. Graduates, as this moment begins to set in, I'd ask that you truly reflect on what your accomplishment signifies. 7.5 weeks ago, you arrived from all corners of the nation with various values, principles, and experiences. Despite this mixed assortment of personalities, each of you had a common goal: to become an airman. A goal I am proud to say you have accomplished. Nearly 2 months of training and countless objectives have been met. But what does that all equate to? A foundation. A foundation of discipline, self-control, and critical thinking, all of which are paramount to being a successful member of the profession of arms. This foundation will be there to guide you in the routine times, and more importantly, when you're tested beyond anything you've experienced thus far. And when you do eventually face that test, rely on the skills instilled by your military training instructors, and more importantly, never lose sight of your why. When committed to excellence, success is not final, failure is not fatal, and it is the courage to continue that counts. Finally, graduates, I leave you with this. You're joining a team that will look to you to define the character of our Air and Space Force for years to come. We have the utmost faith in you because every time you recite the Airman's Creed, you adamantly proclaim that you will not fail, and we believe you. As your senior enlisted leader, I hereby acknowledge your completion of all graduation requirements and have recommended to Colonel Pixley and Chief Master Sergeant Anderson that you receive your coveted Airman's Coin, which signifies your transition today from trainees to airmen. Congratulations. Roll Gator what? Roll Gator! Military training instructors, you may proceed.
At this part of the ceremony, the military training instructors will distribute the venerable Airman's Coin, and for the first time, distinct Space Force coins to our Space Force graduates. The lore of military coins has many colorful suspected origins. However, a popular story stems from World War I, where American volunteers formed flying squadrons in France during the Great War. One of the volunteers was a wealthy lieutenant who took great pride in his service and had medallions cast in bronze, with his squadron's emblem on them. He gave those medallions to every member of his unit. Not long after, one of the pilots was shot down behind enemy lines and was captured by a German patrol. The German forces confiscated the pilot's possessions except for the pilot's medallion that he wore around his neck. While in confinement in a small French village, the captured pilot took advantage of a nighttime bombardment by the Allies. He donned civilian clothes and escaped after crossing the front lines to safety. He came across a French outpost where he was initially thought to be a saboteur, until he showed them his unit coin. The French forces recognized the unit emblem, and instead of any harsher treatment, he received a bottle of wine. Today, several military units have developed their own coins and specific rules for them. Many organizations give out their unit coins to recognize outstanding performances and achievements. The coins the airmen and space professionals receive today are unique in that they originate here at the gateway to the Air Force and are only given to those who complete this rigorous course of instruction. On one side of the Airman's Coin, the original emblem of the Air Force resides as envisioned by General Henry Hap Arnold, one of the first military aviators and later commander of the Army Air Forces in World War II. Beneath the emblem, the year 1947, the birth date of the United States Air Force, and around the rim of the coin, the core values of the Air Force: integrity first, service before self, and excellence in all we do. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the newly recognized emblem of the Air Force, a symbol that honors the heritage of our past and represents the promise of our future. The emblem retains the core elements of the Henry Hap Arnold emblem, the Arnold wings, and the star within a circle. The modern effect of the emblem reflects our air and space force today and into the future. Inscribed in a half circle above the contemporary Air Force emblem is the Air Force motto, "Aim high, fly, fight, win." And on the border of the coin, a reminder to all who see this is inscribed, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming an airman in the world's greatest Air Force." The Space Professional coin also has a distinctive design. On one side, it displays the original emblem of the Space Force, the Delta, which was first used by space units in 1961 and honors the heritage of the United States Space Force. Beneath the emblem is the year 2019, the birth date of the United States Space Force. Inscribed on the other side of the coin is the Space Force motto, "Semper Supra," which translates to "always above." This represents the Space Force's role in establishing, maintaining, and preserving our nation's dominance and freedom of operations in the space domain. On the coin's border is a commemorative inscription that reads, "Awarded on the occasion of becoming a charter member of the United States Space Force."
Ladies and gentlemen, Lieutenant Colonel Gerald Fenster will now come forward and address our graduating class.
Let's go, Gerald!
Good morning to all parents, family, friends, and loved ones. I also want to take a quick moment to welcome back all former MTIs to BMT for MTI Week. I want to thank each of those groups for all your support, because you all helped pave the way to create the airmen that you see before you here today. Now Gators, when I met you during 0 Week, I offered some guidance in order that you had the keys to success from the very beginning of BMT to become the world's next best multi-capable airman. I challenged you to not only knowing our Air Force core values, but to accept them, to live them, and to create you 2.0. We introduced you to the best MTIs of BMT, and I want to take a quick pause to let your parents, loved ones, and supporters know that these MTIs professionally took your loved ones as they were and grew them into the great airmen now standing before you today. Let's all give our Gator MTIs our appreciation and their round. these MTIs challenge you in countless ways to improve your airmanship through learning standards, achieving training objectives, striving for excellence, and most importantly, to learn from your failures and develop your resilience. Your foundation of excellence, service, integrity, and teamwork now allows you to continue to learn, strive, and achieve as you drive yourselves through the Air Force's next challenges. You now stand shoulder to shoulder as brothers and sisters in arms with me, with us, and with the Airmen of the world's premier air power. Our MTIs and I are proud to say that you were born out of Gator Nation, and we are all ready with you as we together defend our nation and each other. My final thought is a challenge to you. Serve with dignity and respect. Know and execute your roles. Foster teamwork. Take initiative. Bottom line, earn your stripes. Strive to be the best airman you can be. For you, your wingman, and your country. And when the time comes that your journey is over, know that you gave it your all, and that you, the Air Force, and the country are better because of your service. Gators, welcome to the long blue line. Roll, Gator, what? Roll, Gator, roll!
Thank you, Lieutenant Colonel Gerald Fetzer. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to take this opportunity to recognize basic military training's most outstanding performer. Someone who has demonstrated their ability to successfully navigate all assessments, testing their physical abilities, academic aptitude, and adaptability to the military environment through multiple progress checks. This airman has surpassed all others in the challenges of training and has earned the distinction of being the top graduate of this class. The top graduate is from Flight 718, Airman Leon. She is from Houston, Texas, and joined the Air Force to become Security Forces personnel. In the stands cheering her on are her mother, Roberta Mack, her sister and brother, Nala and Cassius Jones, her husband, Oscar Leon, and her daughter, Kaomi Leon. Her recruiter is Staff Sergeant Long from the 362nd Recruiting Squadron, Santee, California. Please stand as a silent unity as our top graduate leads us through the Airman's Creed. Instructors, place your flights at attention.
American
This morning, we honor our heritage of military customs and traditions as we welcome our newest airmen into the ranks of the Department of the Air Force. There are two purposes for this morning's retreat ceremony. The retreat ceremony is a solemn event conducted at every United States military installation around the globe. It signifies the end of the official duty day, and today is symbolic of the end of training for our graduates. But more importantly, it is to pay respect to our nation's flag. When we offer our respect for our flag and to our national anthem, we have an opportunity to reflect on the democratic principles that have made our nation great. The meaning of freedom, dignity of the individual, the pursuit of happiness, and national unity all come to mind when you think of our flag. It is the symbol of our nation to the world. Military members have a special bond with this flag. These airmen are a part of the flag's tradition because they symbolize the spirit and sacrifices of the military and dedication to the defense of this great nation and the principles it represents. When we salute the flag as it is lowered, we ask you to think. Think about the flag flying over Arlington and other national cemeteries. Think about the flag being carried into combat by the service member who preceded us. Think about the freedom Americans enjoy today. Freedom without precedent in the history of the world. The men and women who stand before you today represent the projection of the strength behind our flag. Our flag security detail consists of members from the graduating squadron, led by Technical Sergeant Brandon Glenn. Our Commander of Airmen is Master Sergeant Jared Hasty Milton.
Sergeant! Aye! Head! Head! Parade! Parade! Head!
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the sounding of retreat and remain standing for the playing of the national anthem.
And retreat!
The flag stands for peace, honor, truth, justice, and freedom. In the armed forces of the United States, during the ceremony of retreat, the flag is lowered, folded in a triangle fold, and kept under watch throughout the night as a tribute to our nation's honored dead. The next morning, it is brought out at the ceremony of reveille. The flag has been torn to strips and used as bandages for wounded combatants. It has been placed, of a grieving parent at the grave of their fallen son or daughter. It is flown at half-staff to honor our military members. The flag is flown in every battle of every war for more than 200 years. It is flown at Valley Forge, Shiloh, and Gettysburg. It was there at San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, in the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, and the beaches of Normandy. It was waved at Okinawa, Korea, Vietnam, Somalia, Kuwait, Iraq, and in Afghanistan. The flag has been burned, torn, and trampled on the streets of countries that America has helped set free. Yet, it remains invincible.
Come! Sir, the flag is secure! Retire in color! I will march! 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 I will march! March! March!
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the playing and singing of the United States Air Force Song. Congratulations on achieving this historic milestone that marks the beginning of your career. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain in your seating area. The graduates will be dismissed momentarily. Families of graduates of the Drum and Bugle Corps are asked to wait for their graduates on the north side of the west bleachers while they secure their equipment. We ask that you refrain from running onto the retreat pad and please use caution when descending the bleachers. Town pass ends at 2000 hours. When dropping off graduates, please stay in your vehicle. Family members are not authorized to enter any training area. Thank you, and please enjoy your stay at 37th Training Wing, Lackland, Texas. Podium.
I can